20 international chess professionals converge in St. Louis for the 2017 Fall Chess Classic. Hello chess fans and welcome back to St. Louis. I'm Ben Simon here at the Fall Chess Classic, the strong invitational seasonal tournament. We have two groups here, A and B, two 10-player round robins to be contested over 9 days, 9 rounds in classical chess. Many of these players sit just below of what you would call the world elite level, and many of them miss out on sponsorships because they just miss that arbitrary threshold. The chess club's quarterly tournaments provide an opportunity for these players to play strong tournaments for a large prize fund and get exposure from the chess world. The fields combined have a prize fund of $36,000. The top prize in Group A is $6 grand. The top prize in Group B is $4 grand. We play one classical round of chess every day through Thursday, September 14. Rounds begin at 1 p.m. here in St. Louis, except for the last day, which begins earlier. I'm with Dariusz Świercz here in round 1 of Group A play, and today with the white pieces, he defeated Naroditsky, one of the most emotive players in all of chess. Does that ever throw you off, the expressions he makes during those games?
Honestly, I didn't pay too much attention.
Yeah,
I was just playing my game and trying to play as best as I can. And I mean, I didn't pay attention.
Right. Yeah, I mean, he's a cameraman's dream, I'll tell you what. You just love to get his reactions. He's like Kasparov with his reactions to what's on the board. And maybe you can show us what exactly he was reacting to in this game.
Okay, maybe I can do it like that. My idea is this, this, and this. And try to exchange this bishop, somehow improve. And in many cases, the pawn on a3 would be exchanged for the pawn on b5. And this is pawn up. Okay, this some position like that I lost to Varakobian in last tournament here in St. Louis. But I mean, with black. But it's some chances for white. So it's not like dead draw. So it's still some play. Rook b8. So he played rook b8, bishop b7. And here I think this was mistake. Rook d7 because he doesn't. This rook on a7 is kind of annoying, I think, and he should try to exchange. And therefore, the way to do that was rook d7, rook a8, take. And here he again comes back to d2, and we have some kind of similar position as before. Bishop f3, king f1, king e1, bishop d1, and so on. But he played this, and now maybe still was rook d8 the best move, because not allowing to improve my rook on from c1, but he played king h7 very quickly, and here I think it's already not a very difficult position. Like let's say rook c7, and here I can play, for example, rook c1, and I mean I'm pinning myself, but there is this bishop e4 check threat, so he has to do something about it, and then I might play rook c5 or something like that. Let's say g6 or whatever, and rook c5, and this looks very dangerous for black or something like that. Anyways, if rook d6, now I just start attacking his pawns. f5, he has to do something because he couldn't play this king g6 because rook a7. Pawn on f7 is lost. F5, rook c1, and now if he doesn't trade rooks now, let's say he goes this for chasing a3 pawn, then I just go for mate. Rook c7, rook d1, let's say king h2, rook f2, rook a7, and I'm mating him on g7, and I'm faster. But he played rook d1, which was correct. But the difference is that I do not have my rook on a1, but like in previous blinds, like let's say, where is it? No, not here, like earlier. Like here, for example, I have my rook on a1, and in this position, as in the game, I have my rook on a8, which is doing very good job here in attacking all his pawns, and not only attacking his pawns, but creating, as it appeared in the game, a mating net for his king. He played rook d2, which was logical, king g3, e5, and this was maybe maybe it was mistake. Maybe position is already just lost. I mean, the point is that besides, let's say, that I can attack his pawn on a6, but he never, let's say, even if I play some random move h4, okay, it's not really random, I phrase h5, of course, but let's say if he plays this, okay, h5 is of course winning, but the point is that I have bishop b5 and I win by the spin. And if e5, it appears that I have very strong move rook a6, which I really like, and the point is that bishop g6 next, and basically I created mating net here, and then now it's visible the difference of bishops. Bishop on a is much stronger, bishop on a4. So yeah, rook a6, f4 is probably only move. Takes was kind of logical. King g3, rook f8, bishop g6, king j. We reach time control, and I think rook e6 is the most precise move. Bishop b3. Rook e5, and here if he would have played bishop c4, I have additional option, I mean basically maybe not additional, maybe just the best, bishop e8. Just his rook he can't defend on b5 pawn, it can't attack a3 pawn as well, and just collect on b5. And the same happens after bishop a4. But after rook b8, I started thinking here, because I had to make decision either to play either bishop ending or maybe some rook ending, like for example bishop d3, bishop c4, takes. I believe this is still winning. For example, rook e3, rook c3, then king comes. But I believe that rook e8 is the simplest here solution, because I managed to put my king on e5, and his pawn on b5 is very weak. So, and he's object of my attack. And this should be winning. King f4, king f8, bishop c6, g5, king e5, king e7. And now the Emperor moves g3, just in order not to allow any counterplay, like for example would be case, let's say after king e7 I play some random move bishop e4, then some bishop f1, and I have my pawns on light square, so I immediately got rid of those pawns on light squares and pushed exchanging one of them, but like I don't have any weaknesses that he can kind of make counterplay. Bishop f1, h4, this, bishop c4, bishop e4. I mean, this is winning because I have much better king, and I'm coming to this b5 pawn, either to this h6, or I mean, one of those pawns will collapse. If king d7, king d4. I mean, maybe something else was better, but I don't know. Let's say bishop e2, then even I can play either king f5 or king d5. Both moves are completely winning. I would say I think king d5 is much easier. I get to c5 and I play bishop c6, bishop b5, must be winning. But king d7, king d4, king d6, and a4 I think is the simplest, because bishop d3 also. I mean, I didn't want to kind of. There are lots of, I mean, I think it's winning because of this h5 move. I mean, it must be winning, but why to even bother? And with some pawn endings here, and if just a4 is completely winning on the spot, and he doesn't have any moves, basically like bishop e2, then just a5 and I'm queening basically, because king c7, king c5, or either if I'm not queening, then I'll take bishop c6, bishop takes b5 soon. But after bishop e6, I just take the pawn, and here he resigned because it's unstoppable. This pawn goes to b7, and his king has to defend, like from, I mean, most protect from promotion. And then, for example, let's say bishop d7, b6, some random move, king e5, king comes here to this h6 pawn, and I'm just 2 pawns up. I might give this b7 pawn. I mean, that's completely winning anyways. So yeah, this was the game. He resigned after a takes b5.
Yeah. A fine performance in the first round there.
Yeah, thank you. I like this. I like how I played today. I'm quite satisfied. I'm satisfied with the way I played. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the next games.
Well, I know that everything just picked up as far as the school year goes at St. Louis University. How are things going with the SLU team?
Well, we just had one meeting so far because you know everyone's busy with the first weeks, and our team kind of got a little bit bigger. We got 2 new players to our team who are Dorsader from Iran and Alexander Ripatov, well known here.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I mean, let's see how we will definitely work on our chess, and we hope to get better. And in Panams we definitely want to improve the last 3 years' results.
Right. Well, the franchise is definitely still building. Congrats on that win once again, and let's take a look at the standings. You're welcome, by the way. At Group A after round number 1. Alexander Shimanov is tied at the top with Dariusz Świercz. Tomorrow's game to watch has to be Daro as black taking on Grandmaster Rufeng Li. It's the first round, and I'm sitting here with Angel Arribas from Spain, playing in the Fall Classic today. With the white pieces, he was able to dispatch of Akshat Chandra, one of the hometown favorites. Congratulations, Angel, so far on this win. Off to a good start in what maybe we could describe as redemption. But take us through this game and show us any notable parts.
Okay, so d4, d4, that was normal. And now I was kind of playing, well, for this diagonal first again, and also against this bishop, which is here, and that's nothing. So I move like f5, and if I could ever play f5, this bishop could never play, and also I'll be threatening f6. So this looked a little bit bad, and also he had wasted a lot of time here. He had like 2 minutes for this position for like 16 moves. So it was pretty bad for him that he had to play this position, this crazy position, really fast. So he went for this queen d7. That is the most natural move. He wants to go queen g4 at some point. Oh, actually now. So I played king h2 to defend the pawn, also with the idea of bishop h3, for example. Now queen g4, I will lose the spot. I'll just take and play bishop h3, and the queen is trapped. So he could try ef, gf, and queen g4, because now the queen is not trapped. But I feel after queen f2, I'm threatening the knight, I'm threatening bishop h3 again. I feel black is in trouble again. So he actually missed something here. He should have probably played h4 or something like that to try to complicate the position, try to somehow make my king unsafe. But it's still unclear. I didn't even have an idea against h4. Probably something like queen f2 or bishop h3 and go king g3. But he played a5, which is very weird because it's like dropping the pawn in one move. And he told me after the game that he thought that the queen was still on d8 and he could take queen a5. But he had like 30 seconds at this point, so he was playing with the increment. So a5, I feel, should be losing already. Just take on a5. Now this pawn is like really strong, even in an endgame. If we trade queens or anything, this pawn with the bishops is like really strong. So he went before knight c4, and well, I feel here he's kind of lost already. It's a matter of finding a couple of good moves that I think I did. So queen e6 looked like the most natural move again, trying to pin this knight, trying to go for b3. So bishop h3, and now he has to take a decision again, either go queen g8 and still keep the pin here, but the queen on g8 looks very weird. Probably something like a6, b3, queen a4 should be winning with this pawn on a6. So he went for queen c6, which is probably the best move, trying to take on e4, trying to go for b3. Now the a4 square is covered by the queen, so now b3 is a real threat, so because I would be losing the knight. So now I had to make the decision to taking here. Bishop takes, pawn takes, and f5. And I felt in the game this position should be winning, but I also felt that he had some counterplay, and it wasn't gonna be easy. So b3 is the only move I feel. Also, he forces me to go queen e2 to defend the knight. And now I think, well, I think if he had a little bit more time, he could have been able to find something. Because I feel something like d3 at some point, d3, take on d3, rook d8, and then queen e2 and something like rook d4 or rook c8. I feel like black could find something, maybe here rook c8 directly, try to open up this d file, and then try to do something maybe with the queen on c2 or something like that, and make use of this pawn on b3. But he didn't have time, and he just blundered in one. He just played rook f8, which is just losing in one, because he didn't say that I take here, and it's made in two if he takes the knight. That's checkmate here. So now he's forced to take on g6 with the queen, and I'm just taking the rook. And this just losing. He played a few more moves, but just a6, which is pretty strong. Well, probably any other move is winning too, but this a6 is like mating, check, check, rook b6, and now I'm threatening rook h6 and queen a2, rook f2, and he can stop the mate here. So I think he just blundered because of the time, mainly this a5, and after ba5 I feel he should be winning for white, and then here he had another chance. Well, I don't know if it's a chance actually, but I feel this d3 is the only move here to try to do something, and well, he didn't have time, so didn't see it, fortunately for me.
Well, Akshat is one of those players who's unfortunately kind of infamous for getting into time trouble consistently. Well, Angel, you're off to a good start, 1 point. The last time you played here at the St. Louis Chess Club, you said it was less than satisfactory. Do you feel like you have something to prove at this event?
Well, actually, the funny thing is the last time I played here, I also started winning the first round. I beat this American young guy. His name is I'll say it. But I started winning the game too. He's like 2400, 2450, something like that. He's very young. And I started winning then. Somehow I made a few draws and I started losing. So hopefully this year, I'm not as busy as I was last year with the university. We just started basically, so I don't have exams and this stuff to prepare and projects. So I'll try to focus and try to show my best here.
Well, that's all we can ask. Angel, congratulations on your first round win. Let's take a look at the Group B standings after the first round. Angel Arribas joins 2 other players with 1 point in Group B. Tomorrow, 2 of those players meet as Shikun takes on Alejandro Ramirez. Each round's notable players will be interviewed in this recap, but remember to follow the games live every day at 1 p.m. in St. Louis via Chess24 and USChessChamps.com.